Hi Pisces, welcome to your week ahead Taroscope with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, these are for your sun, moon and ascendant sign. Check them out for all three so that you know which part of you I resonate with most as a reader. With that said, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So for your key to the week this week, you have the Strength card, right? So as soon as I turned that over, the words that I heard in my head were, have the courage to ask for what you need. All right, so this week, that's your message. I want you to find it in yourself to ask for what you need. All right, Pisces is one of, if not the most self-sacrificing signs that there is. And so you're being encouraged this week to really speak up about what your own needs are, right? So have the courage, have the heart, have the guts to really ask for what it is that you need in this life. Now, for your actions and options, you've got the Ten of Swords. So first things first, even though we haven't got to health yet, I do this week want you to really look after your back. This would be a really good week to maybe get a massage, go to a chiropractor or an osteopath, maybe even to an acupuncturist. Just especially if you're having problems or issues with your back. Now, on a more sort of personal level, let's say, your actions and options is about what you do. And the Ten of Swords is an ending. It's a completion, a culmination. This is you bringing something to an end or a close this week, right? This is you seeing something through to completion. And with that Strength card, maybe what you need is support to see something through to completion, right? So this is asking for help, really just being brave enough to do that. The option or the options that are available to you this week is to close things down in a satisfactory manner. For your communications and conversations, you've got the Temperance card. Now, Temperance, it really is about alignment, right? So the Magician is as above, so below. The Temperance card is as within, so without. And so what this tells us is when we want to bring something or manifest something into our lives, we have to be an energetic match for it. And so this Temperance card, in terms of your communications, this is you cleaning up your communications, right? Not just about, not just about like how you communicate with people or the words that you use or the self-talk, but really clearing up this idea that you can't ask for things, that you can't ask for support or help or whatever the case might be. You're healing that this week. You're mending this idea that it's not okay to ask for help. For those of you that are studying or in some form of academia, this is potentially you having to make up for lost time. So where you've lost time in some way, shape or form, especially when it comes to the, oh gosh, come on brain. Especially when it comes to like your studies. So this might be where you're making up time, right? Where you're having to kind of say, okay, well, I had this time off during the semester and now I'm having to make it up, right? This is the only place that I could have put it because I had exams and stuff to study for. Another way this might show up as well is maybe you start to get back into the flow of that. Now, we are in the holidays, so it might just be that you're resting and recuperating for a lot of you as well. For your, and it's possible as well, some of you might end your studies. For your, come on brain, excuse me, when it comes to your, those of you that are employed, the Strength card and the Temperance card, there's a chance here for you to reconcile your differences with the job and the work that you do. Whether this is, maybe you go to your current employer and they say, look, we're really sorry that you feel like there's a chance here that you speak up, right? So maybe you tell your employer or your boss, like, actually, I don't feel like I'm valued. you know, there's no pay rise, there's no whatever it is. There's you speaking up about how you feel inside when it comes to your job. And that, you know, it does one of two things. It either puts them sort of on blast and gets them to fix it, or they apologize and you realize very quickly it's time for me to start looking elsewhere. But it's having the courage and the guts to admit which one it is at any given moment. For those of you that are business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, people that work for themselves, especially with the Ten of Swords here, I wouldn't be surprised if some contract that you've had in work is coming to an end or coming to a close. It may also be with the Strength card here that you decide not to renew a contract. Maybe you've got a standing sort of order of business with somebody, and, you know, after this experience or after, you know, this amount of time, you might say to them, look, you know, I'm going to change my prices or the way that I do things, and, you know, for that reason we either need to shift or adapt some stuff, or we need to part ways. It's possible, right? It's absolutely possible. For those of you that are, I really hope it doesn't go that way, because this, in some way that's gonna, yeah, I'm gonna feel that. Okay, when it comes to your, those of you that are retired and no longer working, there's potentially here you having to work. Remember, I'm not a doctor, can't give you medical advice, but your back, there's like a back injury for some of you this week. And if you've had problems with your back previously, you could be maybe spending time with a healthcare professional that understands what you've been going through, or working with you, you know, through some kind of, potentially some kind of rehabilitation. For your love and relations, you've got the Seven of Cups. Beautiful energy. Well, actually, it's not a beautiful card. I think the reason that I like this is because there's an acknowledgement in the relationship of what needs to go. So this is you kind of looking at your relationship with your significant other, so whether you're partnered, married, or in a long-term commitment, where you're saying, okay, you know what, these are things that don't work for us anymore. You know, maybe we're not as young as we used to be, or maybe I need to, you know, take a moment to think about this, and this. There's you being really honest with how you are approaching something when it comes to your relationship. This with the Ten of Swords, this is you and your partner saying, okay, you know what, we're ready to not do this anymore. We're putting this down as a collective. That Seven of Cups with the Temperance card, this is you healing the relationship through communicating what your needs are and what you no longer want to be a part of the relationship. For those of you that are single, it looks like there are, you know, several options on the table, and you're having to kind of be really honest about which one of them it's going to be, right? So this is where you start to streamline the process. And then for your money and materials, you've got the Ten of Cups. So we see here we've got two tens. Two tens represents change, and it's usually a big change at that. This is, love this, because this is a change to your resources, providing you're willing to make the internal shift. This is a change to your money that, you know, it might feel like, you know, almost like pennies from heaven. When it comes to your physical health and vitality, especially as a Pisces, because the Ten of Cups is a Pisces energy, so watch out for your feet. And if you've had back problems, remember, I'm not a doctor, can't give you medical advice, this is not a diagnosis. If you've had back problems, you might come to realize this week that actually it's been coming from your feet or your footwear. So whatever information you're getting from, you know, a healthcare professional, they might say to you, this comes down to your footwear. And then finally, when it comes to your home and environment, the Ten of Cups is the home, and you've got this with the Strength card. Whatever it is that makes a house a home, this week will be very evident to you. You'll be really aware and really clear on what you cannot have, what you cannot live without, what or who you can't be without, in order for you to feel at your absolute best or your optimum. So this is like you being really, really honest about what you need in order to feel good about yourself, in order to feel good about life, and more importantly, where you live, how you live there, and who you live with. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic week. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.